Ladies and gents, welcome back once again. All things covered with yours truly, P2, Bryant McFadden, B-Mac. You guys know what time it is. It's a great day to be a Minnesota Viking. It's a great day to play for the team. It's a great day to cheer for the team. Skull Nation, stand up. The Vikings improved to an outstanding record, one of the best in the National Football League, 8-1. Bills recap. There's so much we can talk about. Pat P. Vikings winning in overtime, 33-30. Potentially, right now, as we've seen it so far, it's the game of the year. I don't know if there's another game that could top what you were just a part of this past Sunday in Buffalo. But as we see it, like I said, right now, game of the year. If you beg to differ, let us know. Hit us in the comments. Let you know what game was better than what we just saw this past Sunday. The score was 33-30. My prediction, I was off, 24-19. But most importantly, I hit on the Vikings winning. That's what I said. That's what I hit on. So I'm okay if I'm off a little bit as long as the Vikings continue to win. And with that being said, as we get into our show, Pat P said, as long as the Vikings continue to win, Pat P, what you going to do for a fan?
Man, I just signed that hat yesterday.
Okay,
I just need to know where I need to send it, and it will be there.
Yes, sir. Fans, listeners, you guys heard it from yours truly. We keep winning. He keeps signing. We keep giving. December is almost here. With that being said, we will be giving as long as the Vikings keep winning. That's a great thing. And Pat P said he don't mind giving when they keep winning. That's a big gesture coming from yours truly. But Pat P, all sorts of spots to start with. But I think the perfect place to begin our show in regards to the Bills recap, your game-changing interception with 10:42 left in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, number one, Sean McDermott already up 10. 4th and 2, a long 2, by the way, decided to go for it. Clearly, in my opinion, I was like, coaches do this all the time. Take the points, go up 2 possessions, to say the least. He decided to go for it. Granted, you guys stay on the football field, the defense, you bow your back, play outstanding football. Take us through that big-time game-changing interception, because it wasn't just about catching the football and getting the interception, Pat P. It was about stealing momentum away from Buffalo and then being able to jumpstart your offense to do something that they had issues doing from time to time, which is put points on the scoreboard. Take us through that, break down that play and your return, and also too, I got to mess with you. If it looked like your legs gave out again.
Man, I knew you were gonna say that, man. Man, it was a 10-play drive, man. Jesus Christ, nobody give me the benefit of the doubt that I'm out there every single play. Them boys drove the ball from, I think, the 20 with 3 minutes left in the dang on third quarter, all the way down there, 10 minutes to go in the fourth. But my legs didn't go out, Matt. I think that carpet monster got me, man. Well, I felt good. It wasn't like if my legs would have went out, I would have felt like I was cramping like the rest of the game. I felt good.
Okay, as long as you felt good. I got a little nervous because I remember a year ago when you messed up your hamstring, and I remember you talked about the Miami situation we got to pick as well. So when I saw you, I was like, the way how you went down, it seemed a little weird.
It was more like, Miami's was good. I think it was more like a carpet monster than anything, to be quite honest with you. Because it was like I saw Josh Allen on my left, Harrison Phillips threw a whiff of a block. Mm-hmm. Then I saw 73 coming right here, caving in on me. So in my mind, I was like, should I cut back? Should I keep going? So I was very indecisive. But anyway, Miami's was good though, man.
Break down the play for us.
The play, man, on that play, it was 4th and 2. You know, at that point, evidently those guys were trying to go for the dagger. You know, and just put the dagger in us. You know, just take all the air out of us. You know, at that point of the game. And as a defense, you play defense. You know, you always want to make them play one more down, make them snap it again.
Yep.
And that's what we did. You know, and with me, I think it was a 2x2 set. It was a wide formation. Davis was out wide, if I'm not mistaken. He motioned in to create like a stack. he ran like a quick under. McKenzie ran a speed out. And I can't remember what a ball was predicated on the hashes.
I think it was on the opposite hash away from you.
Okay, boom. So the ball being on the opposite hash, I'm thinking drive concept because they love those concepts. But then again, McKenzie was the receiver. He's their smallest receiver. He's not a possession type guy. So you have to think more out breaking routes, more out and up, because that's more of his body structure.
Yep.
If it was Davis in that position, like I made the play on the second one, he's more of a possession receiver, more of an in-breaking route receiver, which is McKenzie much more of a down the field and out-breaking guy. But anyway, McKenzie ended up running the out-breaking route. Josh breaks the pocket. I noticed that he breaks the pocket. I pushed McKenzie out of bounds because in rule, once the quarterback breaks the pocket,
you can push him out.
I can push him out of bounds. So I pushes him out of bounds. And I'm Mac. If you go back and watch, I'm literally a centimeter away from stepping out of bounds myself. So I noticed it. I say, boom. I look at my feet. I'm like, oh, you're back in bounds.
Yeah.
So now I notice that I'm back in bounds. Now I'm back in the field of play. Josh is still rolling. We all know Josh is a gunslinger. He trusts his arm strength against anybody. You know, he's always looking to make that big play. And all week, you know, we always preached about, you know, just stay in coverage, man. Stay plastic to your guy because he just might give you one. And obviously McKenzie out of the play. I don't think he ever saw me. I noticed that he saw his tight end streaking back across the field, stepped in front of it. First pick to continue to change the momentum after Dalvin got that big touchdown run.
Yeah. And like I said, that jump started the offense because you guys went from being a situation where the Buffalo Bills could put points on the scoreboard to taking points away from them and putting points on the scoreboard yourself. So that was one of the timely game-changing plays that we saw in 4 quarters of play. Let's fast forward, and you pull within 4 points of the Buffalo Bills. It's 4th and 18.
Yep.
4th and 18. I'm watching the game. By the way, I haven't screamed that much watching a football game in a long time. Man, because I had to actually work, you know, couldn't talk about all the games. And I'm hollering like I don't got nothing to do, but my voice is needed. But I was screaming, and I'm pretty sure the fans and listeners who are chiming in, checking us out, we appreciate you for giving us your ears and your eyes. But I'm pretty sure they were hollering too. But that 4th and 18, 2 minutes left, Justin Jefferson. Pat P, where were you on the sideline when we witnessed one of the best catches ever in the regular season, in my opinion?
I had the best seat in the house, Mac. If you go back and watch the tape, I was right there on the sideline. As soon as he caught it, I damn near jumped out my jacket. I was like, oh my God, he really just caught that ball. But at the same time, hurry up and get into hurry up offense so they don't have an opportunity to challenge. But then when I looked at it on a jumbotron, I was like, oh yeah, that's a catch. So we can settle down and get into our normal offense. But I was right there on the sideline, Mac. I was front row. I saw it. It happened. And it helped us win the ball game.
Yeah, and then when you talk about that drive that Justin was able to convert the 4th down on, it's safe to say if he don't make that catch, the likelihood of the Vikings finding a way to win that ball game was going to be hard. It was going to be tough. Yeah. But that drive ends with Kirk Cousins getting stuffed at the goal line. You know, they have the ball on the 1-inch line. But what are you truly thinking in that situation? You know, knowing that all they got to do is get the ball and just fall forward a yard or so to create space and just basically milk the clock. And I saw you. You was right there on the line of scrimmage as the end man. And we all know exactly what they were going to do. But one thing we got to realize with the Buffalo Bills, you don't see Josh Allen under center a lot. That's not what they do. They are always in the shotgun formation. He's always in a position where he has space. He gets under the center, but that's not what they do. But what was your reaction? Your reaction when you noticed the ball was loose, and now you go from seeing that it's a fumble to hoping you guys can recover it?
Mac, I was front row seat of that one too. I literally saw the ball. Like as soon as the center hiked the ball, I saw the ball like leave Josh's hands and like hit the calf of the center. I'm like, oh crap, the ball's out. Then I see Harry jumps over. Then next thing you know, Harrison Phillips at the bottom of the pile. Harrison Smith jumps on top of the pile. And then you got Eric Kendricks being a missile in the pile. He
Yeah,
just
yeah.
literally I don't know how he got to the bottom of the pile and got that ball. It was incredible, for him to get down there and dig it out and get that ball for us, and obviously create a touchdown turnover, and put us in position, to take the lead and possibly win the game in regulation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that was crazy. I told the guys, right before that, because we came out of a TV timeout. I was like, man, because we had a timeout. I was like, we had one timeout in our back pocket. I was like, at the half-yard line, this is the time to give us everything you got, because you never know. We making them snap it one more time.
Yeah.
And I always say every single week, I don't know how we're gonna win the ball game, but we're gonna win it.
Hey, I saw the video from NFL Films with you on the sideline. Who were you talking to? I don't know, but you said, man, listen, we're gonna win this ball game. I don't know how we're gonna win it, but we're gonna win it. That's what you said.
Yeah, I saw you. Jordan Hicks.
You talked to Jordan Hicks. Okay. Yeah. I see you, leader. El Capitan. I see you, Captain.
Yeah.
Hey, and so my thing is this. One thing I like about the Vikings right now, and I think our listeners and viewers will agree with me, is that you guys, it's never over. You never get into a situation where you bow on your head and you're like, man, okay, man, it's a wrap. You fight till the end. I like that, because it becomes contagious, it becomes a habit. It trickles throughout the entire team, and that's what we're seeing. So the Vikings go up, right? But the Bills put together a nice drive. And I said to myself, understanding and knowing the situation, and Pat P, you know how it is in the secondary. When you have that lead, but you're also fighting against the clock, your style of play changes. You can't be too aggressive, because you don't want to allow them to get a cheap one that not only can put points on the scoreboard, but ultimately beat you. So when I saw it was like 40 plus seconds left on the clock, I said that might be too much time, because they got to just get in the field goal range. That's it. Right. They just got to get in the field goal range. And lo and behold, that was enough time for Josh Allen to do what he's been called to do, which is drive the length of the field, not the length of the field, but half of the field to get in field goal range. But one thing I'd like to question with you, Gabe Davis, sideline catch. Game speed, it looked like a catch. Mm-hmm. But when they reviewed it, while you guys were getting, back to the line of scrimmage, it wasn't a catch. Why do you believe that play was not reviewed? Because if they would have reviewed that play, it would have been an incompletion. And that was a 20-plus yarder that led to a potential, opportunity to kick that field goal to tie it. But why do you think that play was not reviewed?
Mag, I don't know. Because I thought, all plays that's close, especially with the time frame of the clock and the situation of the game, everything is reviewable. So I really don't know why the play didn't get, called down to get looked at. But I was on the opposite side of the field, but I saw our sideline, how animated they were on stand that was incomplete. Yep. And I can't remember the time, how much time was on the clock. But apparently, we couldn't challenge it. So it had to be under 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was like it was roughly maybe around 30-something seconds or something like that. It was a few seconds on the clock.
Okay, so yeah, so now it's incomplete. Now we don't have an opportunity to challenge it, and the booth don't challenge it. So now we have to, in that situation, now we just got to play ball. So those guys, I tell you what. Their stadium jumbotron guy, man, he might be the best in the league.
Why do you say that?
He don't show nothing that the Buffalo Bills do bad.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Pat P, what do you think was going wrong for you guys during that sequence leading to that touch, that field goal? Because it seemed like they were able to get completed passes, not to mention get passes caught, but also work the sideline, get out of bounds, because they didn't have any timeouts. What was kind of going wrong for you guys during that sequence?
Man, I just think for the most part, they did a good job of, getting guys. They understood what we was in. So, the guys who we're typically reading are now chipping. and now they're running deeper routes with their receivers, which we don't, like you said, we don't want to give a deep shot to those guys, give them a cheap one. So at the end of the day, we wanted to do our best to, make them dink and dunk because they didn't have any timeouts.
Yep.
Try to tackle them in bounds, but like I said, they did a great job of showing protection, pipping those guys, and getting those guys out late. And that's honestly, and it was Josh Allen just scrambling for the most part. So we just got to do a better job of just trying to keep those guys in bounds. But I thought the call was right, but I think those guys did a great job of scheming up on that particular drive.
Yep, and that particular drive, they kicked the field goal, forced the game into overtime. Coin toss in overtime. The Vikings received the ball. The drive looked real good. That first opening drive for the Vikings at overtime looked real good. It looked promising, right? Then you get down inside the 5-yard line. Kirk gets sacked, forces you back a little bit. Had to settle for a Joseph field goal. Okay, cool. Buffalo, they get an opportunity to show what they can do. Buffalo got some things going. They drove basically the length of the football field, driving, not just in field goal range, but they're trying to score. They're trying to end it. If you don't know about the overtime rules in the NFL, the first team to score a touchdown, if the first possession does not end in a touchdown and it ends in a field goal, the opposing team got a chance to do the same thing. So they can score a touchdown and win. Bills looking good, driving in overtime, but here's where the GOAT, as the kids call him today. Here's where one of the best corners in the National Football League, you can say whatever you want to say, numbers don't lie and film don't lie, steps in with a walk-off interception. Our guy, Pat Pete, I was standing up because this is how I am. I don't know how you guys are watching us or listening to us on the podcast. Like when I watch and I root for a team and when things go well, I don't move. So
what you mean you don't move?
I don't move, Pat.
You just stay still.
I stay so I was laying in the bed. I was not in the bed, but on top of the bed, right, Pat Pete? And I had my legs crossed. So that second half when y'all boys started to bounce back, right? I didn't move. I ain't go nowhere. And then that fourth down, those fourth down plays, with that catch for Justin, when he caught, I didn't move. I don't change I'm not one of those guys that watch the game and I go sit here. No, I'm not going nowhere.
You going with the vibe.
Man, listen, I'm going to 5. I'm not changing it. My energy, I believe my energy plays a big part in whoever I'm rooting for. So I'm going to keep everything the same. But during that overtime drive, I said, oh, shit. I said, boy, they driving. Boy, feel like the boys, man, for the Vikings standing on eggshells. You can't really move how you want to move. I said, man, they got them on the heels. But I said, all you got to do is bow your back, keep the roof on the house. Worst case scenario, make them settle for a field goal. But what I did was I said, man, forget this, man. I got to get closer to the TV. I stood up. You know how it is sometimes. Even though the TV ain't that big of a distance, I'm in the hotel room. I said, let me get closer to the screen and see what's going on. Josh Allen, shotgun formation. He looks to the left. He looks to the right. I said, if you're looking to the right, the left corner is Pat Pete. Take us through that play. Pat Pete. Were you in man? Were you in quarters? Were you in zone? What were you in? And take us through what you saw, because you were on Gabe Davis, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I was on Gabe Davis, man. And I can show you in my notes. Routes that Gabe Davis run, post, dig, slant occasionally. If it's 2x2 open set, and he'll give you a glance route if he's that X receiver in a cut split with the running back, to his side. So therefore,
does that only apply in the field, or does that apply in the red zone as well?
Everywhere. That applies everywhere. And
okay.
Buffalo big concept in the red zone is laser, meaning the number 2 receiver is like a clear out guy. He's basically running to the opposite pylon. And that the number 1 receiver behind him, because he's the clear out guy, is running a dig. That's basically the concept they ran for me to pick that off. And they also like to run a double Dino, which is a double post.
Red zone beater. That's a red zone beater.
That's a quarter beater, and that's what we was in. Everybody loves to run that. That's those guys' 2-man concepts. And with me going back to my film study, me being on Gabe Davis at the time, like, all right, man, this guy here, he's an inside breaking receiver. He showed me that all game. He didn't give me nothing else all game, like we talked about. He showed me something on tape, and it validated itself in the game. I was like, oh yeah, it's crunch time. If he run this route, I'm gonna go pick this ball up. You can ask Tre'Davious White. I was on their sideline. I said, Trey, if they come into this side, I'm about to pick this ball off. And lo and behold, we was in quarters. I knew Josh knew we was in quarters. They ran the laser concept, and then motion over. They tried to hide it. It started off in a bunch, motioned them over, ended up in a 2x2 set, ran the laser concept. 85 was a play right guy. Josh thought he had it. And like I said, Josh is a guy that trusts his arm strength. He's a slinger. Coach alluded to it all week. Stay plastered into your coverage. Stay tight into your coverage. He just might throw you one, and I'd be doggone.
He threw you one. He threw you one. Man, listen, man, that right there, man, that's how you end a game, and that's how you continue to build on something special. Not just from you as an individual, but overall team related. Like you guys got something special going. And 7, as y'all boys see, this ain't no soft number jersey, by the way. This ain't no little, the little replica y'all getting. This ain't no soft number. This is authentic right here. This is authentic. Yes, I forgot how tight these game worn jerseys is, Pat P. I barely can breathe in this sucker.
I see.
It's only right though. It's only right that I rock 7. How crazy was the celebration that ensued after your game clinching, game winning interception? Talk about the celebration.
The celebration on the field?
Yeah, on the field.
Man, it was dope, man, because these are things that we talk about, going back to training camp. Like defense win ball games. And at the end of the day, as a defense, we've been winning ball games. Coach, our defensive back coach called the secondary closers. We are the closers. And we take that to heart because every single week it's called upon us to close out the game. And what better position that you want to be in to have an opportunity to close out a game, have an opportunity to put the team on your back, have an opportunity to make a play. Is no better way I would want it. Now I embrace the closer attitude. So that's why I got that Mamba mentality, Mamba forever on the day, man.
I like it. And most people are calling that game the game of the year. Is that something you recognize in the moment? Like the back and forth, how entertaining it is? Do you recognize that in the moment, Pat P, or you just kind of stay dialed in and do what you're supposed to do?
Man, honestly, just stay dialed in and do what you're supposed to do. We understood, the ramification of this game, even the night before, just coach talking about this game, it's not going to be a make or break game, but this is going to be the closest thing to a playoff game. This is going to be two good football teams going at it. You ain't too much bad you can do, but it's going to come down on who can sustain, the momentum at the right time, who can make the plays at the right time, who can take care of the football at the right time, and it came down to be us, so I won't necessarily say, in the moment, you can tell that it was, the game of the year because you obviously don't know what's going on around the league. But after the game, looking at it and just going back through the memory log and just like, damn, we was down 17. Like we went up 7. Then they scored 24 unanswered points. Then, after halftime, they only scored 6 points in the second half. That was crazy, to think about, on the plane ride home, and obviously seeing, some of the feedback from, all of the, social media feeds. That's when it started to hit me like, damn, that really was like a game for the ages.
Yeah. Personally, you seem to have a lot of success against Josh Allen. Why is that? And were you a little surprised to see that he was going to get the start?
No, I was not surprised that Josh was going to get the start. Those guys just came off of a loss. You wasn't really hearing too much that it was really, really serious. You listened to this day to day. Anytime you hear a guy, especially of his caliber, listed as day to day, they're doing everything in their power to play. So he was the guy who that we were preparing for. We was not surprised to see him on the football field. And, going back to, like you said, my success against him, because my first time I played him, I should have had four picks against him. I dropped 3 of them right in my face. But it's just, I like playing against gunslingers. That's all.
They're going to give you opportunities. They're going to give you chances. They're going to give you
That's
chances.
all.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all.
Pat P, man, how it was your time to shine on the club. What do y'all travel Delta? What?
Yeah, we travel Delta.
On Club Delta. Club Delta is what they call it. How crazy was the plane ride home? And did you know you were gonna put on the honorary ice, to say the least?
Man, I did not know I was gonna be picked to put the ice on, man. Z kind of bullied me into doing that, man. I'm like, man, nah, man, let Kurt do it. That's the tradition right now. So let Kurt do it. It's like, no, man, you won the game for us, man. Like, you closed out the game. Like, no, man, you do it. I was like, no, man, no, ain't doing it. So I ended up going to the restroom, used the restroom real quick, came back out. I was like, man, you know what? I'll do it. The next thing you know,
team player.
Shirt. Yeah, I
team
took
player.
Shirt off. They start icing me up. I was like, all right, here we go. Not knowing where it was going to go. So I ended up doing it this week, which was pretty cool. Yeah, the guys love it, man. I just love the camaraderie that
it bring guys together.
Man.
And even though I know that's not who you are, because you're more mellow, more laid back, but being able to get in that element, that does something to the morale of the team, guy, and the guys will follow suit. Because if Kurt is doing it,
right,
you already know they asking for Pat. If they asking for Pat P to do it, you got to do it.
I got it. I had to do it, man.
You had to do it. Hey, and you know what I'm about to bring up next. And I'm gonna tell you this much: I appreciate our fans for chiming in and being faithful listeners. Because someone hit me up on Twitter. Yes, sir. Someone hit me up on Twitter and said, B-Mac, you already know
got the white on.
He got the wear the white again.
What you about to say?
He got the wear the white. I just want my tribute. That's all I want. He got the wear the white again.
Hey, I told you, Mac, the white is on from here on out.
Someone saw you had on the LSU cleats too.
Those are the cleats I've been wearing.
Yeah,
I've been rocking those every week. But the only time I may not wear the white cleats, and letting fans know now, is Green Bay, because it's gonna be cold. I gotta wear spikes. I don't have white spike cleats.
Well, that's weeks down the line. We remember about that now.
But I'm just lazy.
Yeah. And Pat P, hold on, wait a minute.
What?
I'm glad you brought that up. You Pat P, man, you got enough resources to get you some white spikes. We're not going for that. What are you talking about? Man, come on.
All right.
That's your excuse?
You're right, man. Sure. But I like you're right. All right. You're right. My bad.
Man, you got enough, man. We ain't studying about that. You make a call and say, man, listen, I need some white Nikes looking like what I had on was studs. So I need that. You can get that done. And one thing I like to say as well, before we transition, Pat P, your numbers, what you got? 3 interceptions?
Yep.
What, 12 PBUs?
Yep.
12 PBUs. You're on pace to have 6 interceptions, 7 interceptions. You're on pace to have 20 plus PBUs. Right now is you and I think Sauce Gardner lead all cornerbacks in PBUs. If I'm not mistaken. I think you and Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Sauce has 13. I'm sorry. Sauce has 1 more than you. Pat and Diggs from the Cowboys tied for number 2 at 12. Now, the thing about that conversation when you talk about Sauce Gardner and Diggs, Pat P was the guy everybody said was washed up. He was the senior of the group. He was grandpa. He was holding on by a thread. He wasn't thriving. He was just surviving. That's what they were saying. Pat P ain't got nothing left in the tank. He just a body right now. But then when you turn the tape and you look at the stat sheets, Pat P is up there with the who's of who in regards to the cornerback play. And I think it's only right, Pat P, that we give the folks at PFF some tribute. You were rated the highest cornerback from the folks at PFF. They gave our guys some tribute. They graded it right. They said you had a 90 plus rating. You had a 90 plus rating, highest coverage grade out of all cornerbacks in the National Football League this weekend. More of the story is Pat P ain't washed up. More of the story is Pat P is one of the best corners in the game right now. More of the story is still, even though his Hall of Fame jacket is already being materialized as we speak, he's still one of the best. It's not just about being a Pro Bowl-like corner. Pat P, your trajectory is headed to All-Pro. That's where it's going right now. Not to mention, you're one of the catalysts and one of the top defenses in the National Football League, and you guys are 8-1. Definitely have your eyes set on a playoff spot when that time's come. What do you have to say for all the naysayers that doubted you out and said you was washed? And they still trying to say you still washed. They're still saying, well, he got lucky and he had an all right game.
God did.
Okay. They didn't believe in us. They didn't believe in Pat P. God did.
All I'm going to continue to do is show up every. I ain't gonna say every. How do people say back at the crib? Sunday. Sunday. You're gonna see the same tenacity, the same energy, same passion, and the same playmaking every week. Ain't nothing gonna change.
And Pat P.
Man, I'm built for this, man. I can't help that God made me a damn good football player. I just can't help that. He blessed me with a talent that lasts me longer than some. Can't help that. Why they mad at me, man?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't help that. Thank you, Lord. God did.
There he did. And he's going to continue to do. And we're going to ride this wave, baby. We're going to ride this wave week by week. Week by week, we're going to ride this wave. So whatever they're doing to motivate our guy, Pat P, who they say 32 years old, but he's old and washed up, keep motivating them and keep trying. Keep trying. And you keep talking your trash out there, too. I like when that South Florida come out.
You like it, huh?
Oh, boy. When that South Florida come out of my city, yeah, boy. Oh, boy, you better buckle up, boy. It's game time. When that South Florida come out, Pat P, boy, you know it's time. Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you making me do that, man.
Who that?
My daddy.
A matter of fact, he called me. He told me. He showed me the text message he sent you about getting two of them things. He showed me the text message about getting two of them things.
He be gassing me up, Cat.
Man, listen.
And my defensive back coach, Javante Jones. That's my guy, man. He know how to get me right as well, man. Get me in that zone. Be locked in and just flip that switch.
Real quick, last question before we get to our giveaway. We got an outstanding updated information for you guys in regards to the giveaway. Biggest regular season win and how long for you? This past Sunday against Buffalo, that's the biggest regular season win and how long? Or is it the biggest regular season win you've been a part of?
Man, it's right up there, Matt. I would definitely say that's my top regular season game of the year. After right before, almost similar situation, played the Rams in 2014. That was my diabetes year. I got 2 picks in that game as well. We was down 10, I believe. Can't remember exactly what the score was. But I got Davis, got him twice. That's the one I tipped to myself and scored. Yep. So I pretty much won that game. That was a pretty wild game. But this one right here, this one was by far the best just because the elements of it. On the road against a Super Bowl favorite, you know, quality opponent, quarterback, you know, just everything on the line, you know. So, and for us to show the grit and the belief in one another to come back from that deficit, it was quite remarkable.
No question. Something that we will remember, and we also will look back on too, depending on how things work out. throughout the season for both ball clubs. Now, before we transition to our break and get ready for the Cowboys preview, we got big time news in regards to our giveaway, right? Morgan Cook is our winner of the most recent Patrick Peterson signed hat giveaway. This week, we have a major one for all you listeners and watchers checking us out on YouTube. The two LSU stars dominated on Sunday, right, against the Bills. So we are going to give away a Justin Jefferson and Patrick Peterson signed Vikings mini helmet, right? We already got this signature. We just got to make sure we pick the random fan to give this to. Like I said, a authentic mini helmet signed by the two LSU stars, Patrick Peterson, Justin Jefferson. To enter, you must like, subscribe, comment, scroll on YouTube, but you also have to hit us with a follow and a comment on any other platform we are on, like Apple Podcasts, Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram. All those handles are in the episode description. So what's up next? Mini helmet, Viking mini helmet, signed by Pat P and Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. All you need to do to try to win is you must hit the like, subscribe button, comment, scroll on YouTube, and make sure you follow and comment on all our platforms that we're on, Apple Podcasts, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and we're going to pick a random winner. Like I said, the helmet is fire. You got two great players signed already, and they went to LSU as well. So this is going to be a big one. So like I said, shout out to Morgan Cook. You just won the most recent signed hat, but this time up, we got a mini helmet signed by Justin Jefferson and Patrick Peterson. Hey, you guys know what you need to do. Get it done, and hopefully you are the lucky winner. Hey, we about to take a quick break. When we come right back, it's a new task coming up for the Minnesota Vikings. Big stage once again. Dallas Cowboys coming to town. Check us out just in a few. We back, ladies and gents. Once again, Cowboys preview. Cowboys up next had a unexpected loss to the Green Bay Packers on the road. They will be on the road once again. This game is the CBS game of the week with a lot of eyes on this ball game regardless. But this is also what they call the Cowboys, America's team. You're going up against a team that has playoff aspirations, playing pretty good football, starting to get healthy as well. Are there certain opponents that you get juice for more so than others, Pat Pete?
Cowboys is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because I know it's going to be a big game. I know it's going to be not necessarily a big game. I just know, you know, the media is going to portray it to be, you know, a big game. You know, it's always tend to be on Monday night for, you know, every time I play them, or, you know, a game of the week type situation, or Sunday night, you know. So I love having an opportunity to play against those guys because the lights are always bright. And here's another opportunity, you know, for me to shine under the bright lights again. You know, I have plans of going out there, making plays for this defense again. You know, that's what I'm called upon to do, and I don't waver for that. You know, that's what I love to do each and every week. So another episode coming to you Sunday.
No question. I know you're not aware of this, but the odd makers out in Vegas believe the Cowboys should be the favorites. So you guys are kind of the underdogs going into this ball game, yet and still you have the better record of the two teams. So do you feel slighted? Do you feel some type of way hearing that, you know, in regards to what the odd makers out of Vegas feels, they have you guys as the underdog?
Well, you know, Mac, it's crazy. I don't really pay attention to the spread stuff, especially when I'm playing. Mm-hmm. But I had an interview this morning. He said the same thing, and I didn't know how to take that, to be quite honest with you, as a slight, or they just think the Cowboys are, you know, what is it, 1.5 point, I think?
I think it's like a 1.5 point, something like that.
Yeah,
2 points.
1.5 better than us. At the end of the day, that's irrelevant to us. You know, we just want to be able to go out there and stick to the strip, you know, stick to the process by going out there, putting together a great week of preparation and letting it showcase itself on Sunday. So we'll see what happens on Sunday, Matt.
No question. We'll see. In regards to the Cowboys offense, Dak Prescott is back healthy. Ezekiel Elliott didn't play against the Green Bay Packers. We don't know his status just yet. No more Amari Cooper, who you know extremely well, but they do have CD Lamb, who is the clear-cut number one guy in regards to the wide receivers for the Cowboys. I know you haven't really got all the way involved in your film study, but just kind of knowing just who he is as a player and knowing that's their go-to guy, you know, how impressive has he been in year one as their future wide receiver?
I think he's been pretty solid. You know, I had the opportunity to watch those guys yesterday against the Packers. You know, so he, like you said, he's very much involved in that offense. You know, that's one of his primary targets when he dropped back to pass. You know, so you know, we have to be able to get, you know, understand where he is, his location, and certain formation, get hands on him, disrupting routes. You know that he's a guy that really don't like, you know, contact or to be, you know, in the mix of things. So just got to make it tough for him, you know, make it dirty for him, make it muddy for him, you know, make him work for everything, you know. So obviously we know we got our task cut out for us, our hands full. No, but I have, you know, all the trust in the world that it will come up with a great game plan to put us in a position to be successful.
What type of atmosphere are you expecting, Pat P? Number one, anytime you play at home, it's always going to be loud. It's always going to be an electrifying atmosphere. But you guys are 8-1. You're the talk of the town. People are starting to really pay attention to what you're doing. And now you're at home after a huge win against the Bills, playing against the Dallas Cowboys. What are you expecting from the home crowd this Sunday?
I think with it being a game of the week, I expect a little extra juice. I expect this to be who we played last at home. Was it the Cardinals?
Yeah, because you had Washington and you had Buffalo. Yep, it was the Cardinals.
Yeah, so I expect it to be Green Bay type atmosphere, loud, like super loud. I mean, because the fans are always behind us. And now being in the position that we're in, you know we're in a position to be playing for home field advantage now. You know what I mean? And they understand how important that they are for us. And quite frankly, it's real. It's real now. Like this is positioning season now. And that's what it's all about. And we need our fans to be at their very best, just as they expect us to be at our very best on Sundays.
And with that being said, it's prediction time. It's prediction time. Yes, sir. It's prediction time. You're playing against the Cowboys. Defensively, they didn't have their best effort against the Green Bay Packers. Michael Parsons wasn't as impactful as he's been, but we know that defense can go. Offensively for them, they're a team that loves to utilize the run except the pass. So what I'm going to say right here is prediction time. Prediction time. Minnesota, 26, Cowboys 20, Vikings win. 26-20, Vikings win, off to being 9-1 in 10 games of play. And Pat P,
I like it.
I'm 8-1 this year.
Hey man, you rolling, dog.
I'm 8-1 this year.
You rolling, dog.
Yes, sir.
Don't move when you watch the game on Sunday.
Hey, whenever y'all start doing something right, you ain't got to worry about that. I ain't moving. Whenever that thing go to flowing, now when y'all start tripping and they ain't working, I'm everywhere.
Close to the TV.
I got to find a spot. I'm on this couch. I'm on that corner.
You got to find what work.
I got to find work. But when I find work, when Dalvin broke that long one, I said, yes, sir. I ain't going nowhere. And even if I got to use the bathroom, I'm not moving.
I'm going to hold it.
I'm going to hold it. Hey, you know how you laying on top of the bed, that one area just warm and everything else a little chill? Well, I was super warm, boy. I wasn't going nowhere. That
boy cozy.
Hey, I'm pretty sure we got some listeners and viewers that do the same thing I do when it regards to rooting for your favorite team. But Pat P, it's all right. You got 2 last week. It's all right to go get you another 2 if you want to.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Guess what, Matt? Guess what?
What's happening?
God did.
No question, God did. I need that ball to find you, man. Like a cold can find any one of us, man. It just hits you. Football to find you.
I need the Wilson virus. I need the Wilson virus.
Allow that Wilson to find you. Go ahead and get you 2 of them things. And I got my prediction right now. 26-20.
Hey,
let's see.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Exactly.
Man. If I end off the year leading the pick, leading the league in picks. I'm gonna come out with some hoodies. Wilson flu, Wilson virus.
I like it.
Because I caught it, Matt. Because I caught it, Matt.
Virus. You caught it last week. You caught that Wilson virus last week. You caught it.
I dang sure did.
And it's still in your system, so it ain't all the way out yet. It ain't all the way out yet. That was just yesterday. It ain't all the way out yet.
Hey, it's sure enough, man. It's sure
no question. Hey, Viking fans, make sure you get there early. It's still in you. It's still in your bloodstream. No question. Hey, and the thing is, too, it ain't a road game, so I think y'all should do something. Even at home games, Pat Pete, even though y'all don't get on the plane together, y'all have the Club Delta dropping on the plane at the big wins. Y'all gotta have. It's only right y'all do something in the locker room. Hey, did I see the owner dancing in the locker room?
Oh man, yeah, you saw Zig. That was it.
That was Zig cutting the rug.
Yes, sir.
Man, I thought I was tripping. Hey, Lord, hey, you remember the movie Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh yeah.
That's who I thought he was with Bernie in the dance. I said, man, is that Weekend at Bernie's?
Walking into the beach.
No question. I said, man, Weekend at Bernie's, man. But he caught the vibe as well, man. That's dope. Everybody's catching that vibe in Minnesota. Make sure you guys who are tuning in and going to check out the game live, get there early. Make sure you got your purple on. And of course, we're giving a mini helmet next week, man. So make sure you do everything you do to be able to qualify to get the mini helmet. From yours truly, B-Mac, from Pat Pete. Go get you Matt. 2 more from Dak Prescott. Have you picked up Dak Prescott yet?
I haven't, but Matt, check this out. You ain't seen it. I did my shout out to LeBron. I did my silence after coach gave me the game ball.
I ain't see that.
Oh, you ain't see the silence?
I ain't see that. But run it back, and y'all make sure y'all practice on y'all in the turnover celebration.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that Sunday. That's what
you're gonna do.
So LeBron, look out for your boy. I'm doing that Sunday.
All right, shout out to LeBron. Pat Pete said when he go get this interception, he got a special tribute to LeBron. He's saying that right now. So we're gonna speak
I know he's a Cowboys fan too.
Oh,
I know he's gonna be watching.
Yeah, he's gonna be watching. He was watching this past Sunday because he tweeted out, "Got to be game of the year. This game is crazy," or something like that.
Yeah.
Said he watched it. So go ahead and give him the disappointment that he's deserving of getting as a Cowboy fan. What a loss.
Yes, sir. Yes,
we got to come up there and do a show up there, man. Skull Nation, man. I know you gonna be on the field, but we need to bring all things covered up there, man. One Sunday, man, for a game, man, and get Skull Nation fired up.
I agree. I think we definitely need to do a game, like a game. I come right up there after the show, just almost how Thursday Night Football had their little set. Yeah. Uh-huh. We need to make us all things covered set, Cat.
Hey, I'm with it. I am with it. I think that'd be dope. So let's see. You keep winning, and we're gonna keep tracking. Yeah. All right, Pat Pete. Be safe. Get the guys ready. We gonna see you on Sunday.